Real quick, I never thought I'd be making a video like this, but I am. Um, I love my fellow humans so much, so of course, anything dealing, especially when it comes down to what I do for God and etc. I love being able to help people. That's just who I am and what I am. So with that being said, I am literally making this video as an awareness only, not for people to live in fear, because I don't live in fear. You got to understand, God created us to be able to enjoy life here on this earth. And there's, yes, a lot of things, demonically and all, that goes on out here in this world. And if you know God, like how you're supposed to know God and having a personal relationship with Him, regardless of, your religious background, or even if you have a religious background, you should know that he in his God, in his words, it don't lie. So when he said that no weapons formed against you shall prosper, that is exactly what he meant. I was literally outside of an area where I normally be in doing work, of course. And I decided to stop at a store that I don't usually stop at, of course. And I stopped there because I needed gas. So fast forward, I go in, I pay for the gas, I come out, and I literally put, my gas, the gas pump inside of my gas tank. And of course, there's this guy that literally is insisting on helping me, even though I literally several times declined, his help or whatever. So fast forward, to make a long story short, he decides he want to help by closing up my gas cap, cap or whatever. The problem is, the vehicle that I'm driving, you can't just close my gas cap. You have to literally lock it with the key. So with that being said and done, I get out, and of course that must have, dang. So I get out, or whatever. He proceeds to try to have conversation, which I'm usually friendly, but in this particular situation, my spirit was just off about this, conversation. He proceeded to, try to shake my hand, this, that, and the third. And I guess, looking back on the situation, the handshake supposed to have been a gesture or whatever, because as soon as I drove off, or whatever, he didn't follow me, but as I got on the street that I needed to be on or whatever, that's when I literally, and I'm the type of person, I've always paid very close attention to my surroundings. I've always been that way as a kid. I'm going to continue to be that way. And so I'm that way as an adult. And so as I'm driving, in my rear view, I literally see this white van, like literally doing the dash behind me. And this particular street that I'm on, it doesn't usually be busy, but it was busy for a reason on today. So I'm literally driving. I turn off that street, turn onto another street, because of course, like I said, I know my surroundings. I know, everywhere that I literally typically be at or whatever, even if it's not an area where I'm always at or whatever. And so I'm literally driving, and as I'm driving, God literally gives me the next route, the next turn to take. He was like, don't go this way, go this way. And this is why you have to be in tune with knowing God's voice. This is why you have to be in tune with being able to follow directions when it comes down to God giving it to you, because I was literally at that point making life or death situations, okay? And so when I began to turn on the very next turn that God told me to turn on, as I'm driving, not even 10 seconds onto that road, and mind you, this van was following me, like literally for about a good 5-10 minutes, about a good 10, 15 minutes. And so when it got to a point where I turned, like I said, on the street that God told me to turn on, I look up and I could see the van turn off. And again, because I know this area so well, the place of reference that the van turned off on just so happened to be a park that you literally got to drive down into in order to get to a park. And I was like, God, I thank you. Because again, it's not the first time God has saved my life. I was inside the eye of a tornado, several years ago, but it allowed me to know just, and I take God everywhere with me. Listen. But I'm like, God, I thank you again. Again. I thank you. And I'm making this awareness because, well, first of all, let me just go off and say this too. Whomever that operation is, because you literally came for one of God's chosen, I need you to understand that that operation ceased today. See, I don't just fight in the physical realm. I fight in the spiritual realm too, okay? So I done already had my thing privately outside of this video for that operation to be able to end. So yeah, that part, that branch, that arm, that whatever body of that organization is completely shut down. Before I'm doing this video, I've already, went in the spirit with that. But I am literally going to post attached to this video the location so that people can literally be aware in that particular area and at that particular store for future references or whatever. But y'all please, first and foremost, make sure you take God everywhere you go. But most importantly, always be on alert. Trust that instinct, because that is God speaking to you, okay? Trust it and listen to it. As always, I love you and goodbye.